allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tójódodo. Mayegun diary na ibi number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn tó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Máyégún
ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ, Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra kì í. Máyégún ti dé. Hello there. Good morning to you, the lady Linda Obi. Good afternoon to you, my own person, Lababs. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún Live. And thank you very much for joining me. Please, as always, as a reminder, read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Take your time. Read the description as well. Then like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, which are the frenemies. Tell them that Máyégún today. And once you have done all of that, again, you can just sit back, relax, and let's have the updates. So tonight, most of the compiled sort of reactions, they are like centered on Peter Obi. For those who are in the APC, Egbekegbe, the only thing that their obsession hasn't sort of like established is for Tinubu to appoint a special advisor on Peter Obi. So yesterday, Peter Obi was at an event organized. I believe it was like a wake organized for the late Niger Delta, one of the Niger Delta leader, that's Edwin Clark, where Peter Obi sort of challenged the civil society that they were very active, especially during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, to organize different protests, shut down, and what have you, in pressing home their demand for the reversal of some of Jonathan's policies. Things have gone so worse now, like really, really bad, worse, sort of. Where are those people now, right? Those who protested when a liter of petroleum was 87 naira, moved to 120 naira. Those who protested when a dollar was 180 naira. Where are they now that a dollar is 1,500 naira? That's how he said it, right? So Akpabiole, among others, so many others who have responded. It is believed that the idea of opposition, I want to believe, is so alien to the fake democracy they are practicing in Nigeria. Or maybe it is just that your democracy is evolving into something that is, absurd. So let's come to think of it. The job of the opposition, right, is to criticize the actions and inactions of those in government. They are like the checks and balances, because they will say, we will do it better. While the ones in government will say, oh, don't trust them. They can't do it better. But that's not how they see it in Nigeria. In Nigeria, whenever they are having their charade elections, it's pretty much like war of words, tribal this, ethnic that, religious this. It was like then violence and all of that stuff. Then after their charade, once one side is declared winner, the best in region will be declared winner. Most of the time, the supposed opposition will be busy trying to fight for a place in the new government. So even when you see some of them that are not in the government, when they speak about the government, they will be speaking like, somebody talking about their estranged sort of like a partner, but they still have something that they are, what do I mean? You will be hearing them say things like, you see, the country is, it's not where it should be, but, kind of like trying to patronize them because they are likely going to jump ship too. But if you are not joining them, you are expected to go straight into oblivion. Because the moment you begin to call them out, like you are witnessing now, they can easily label you as an unpatriotic person that is demarketing Nigeria. When you talk about the poverty in Nigeria, the insecurity in Nigeria, back them up with data, you are demarketing Nigeria. As if to say the world doesn't even know what is going on in that place. It's like they are living in their own bubble where they are telling themselves that they have done so well, greatly for you, that you should be, in fact, worshiping the ground they walk on. Do you get that now? So this is what their politics is all about. There's no idealism, there is no ideology, there is nothing. It's just about, you know what, gidigbo, gidigbo. Everybody that's the best rigger declare the person winner takes it all. So since everybody knows that it is a winner takes it all, they jump a ship like you are witnessing now. Somebody needs to actually really speak up. Whatever relevance or advantage they have, they are to speak up. Right? But that is not how they see it. What did Obi say yesterday that triggers this? That's what we're going to start from, because Akpabiole has responded. And somehow, even though they are not the same with his response, right? But first, what did Obi say that triggers this avalanche of reaction again?
From somebody like me who has just been part of this 2023 election, he lived a life of courage, a life of sacrifice, a life of justice, a life that is valued. But most importantly, he's continued living that life to the end. I'm listening to my brother Mike when he talked about, may the labor of our heroes past not be in vain. I'm sorry, I'm happy that the one is here, and I'm happy that Jonathan is here. But I can tell you, their sacrifice is in vain. They've sacrificed for nothing. When in this country, when people were protesting, when there was no need to protest, under Jonathan, where are those protesters? Have they died? Where are they? So why are we saying it should not be in vain? Jonathan increased fuel from 8 to 7 naira to 120, and people were protesting in this country. And when it was 900, they were not protesting. Are they dead? So why are we saying it should not be in vain? People protested when naira was 180, and when it was 1,500, they are not protesting. Are they dead? So let's not say it should not be in vain. I spoke a few days ago, and people said I'm demarketing Nigeria. When it stood being demarketed, World Bank has just shown that 75% of Nigerians in rural areas are poor. Is World Bank demarketing Nigeria? UNICEF 2 days ago released that Nigeria now have over 2 million malnourished children, the second highest in the world. Are they demarketing Nigeria? Let's face the reality. Their labor is in vain. We have a country now that is not democratic. We are not a democratic country. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Is the election that happened in Edo, is it democratic? Just the last election in Edo is the most democratic election. Everybody knows who won that election. So why are we keeping it and saying, let their work not in vain? It is in vain. So we can start picking the pieces. because they've destroyed everything people have sacrificed for. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. Above all, Jarabawan, you sacrifice everything. The country people sacrifice has turned into a crime scene. How we do today is stealing. You know, and we have to do something. All we need to do is live a courageous life. May God Almighty that called him home grant him eternal rest and grant us the courage to look into what our Father lived for and start picking our pieces. May God bless all of you.
Now, in fairness, did he lie? In fairness, he didn't lie, but somehow it should have been said by somebody else. What did Obi say that is wrong? He said, the sacrifices, the labor of our heroes past is now in vain. Because if you want to contextualize it, right, you will say, maybe your heroes past labored for you to have good life. But look at you today. Rather than be a country led by reasonable, responsible, and then people with track record for real, not thieves, criminals, career criminals. So as Nigeria is today, do you think if they wake up your supposed, they contributed to it, if they wake up your dead heroes past, which on this platform we have actually dissected that as well. Nigeria does not have any heroes pasts. What you have are the criminals that were never brought to justice until they died. Therefore, they died as one of your heroes. We are talking about in the military, in the civilian circle, bunch of career criminals. From 1966, when they truncated the entire thing, right? Disrupted you, right? You've not had, you don't really have any heroes past per se. If you begin to probe all their lives and their roles, except the one they told you, they are the ones who write their own history. Today, Abacha is a hero. Babangida is a hero. You may say not to you, even Koolu is going to rewrite his own history for the generations yet unborn, that they are going to tell them he is also a hero's past. Do you get that now? Thank God. Gowon was said to be on seats. So is Gowon also, okay, maybe that one is your living hero. And I'm glad that he is alive when he sacrificed over 5 million people just to keep this contraption together. And my own question is that if we ask them, why did they keep the Igbos in Nigeria? They will say they kept them because of unity of Nigeria. Is Nigeria united now? Or they kept them because we are, greater together? Is Nigeria great now? So my own answer is that they actually kept the Igbos, that you are going nowhere. All of us will suffer this chege. All of us will suffer this chege together. That's the way I see it. Because if the purpose of not letting the Igbos go was because the Igbos will benefit in one Nigeria so that they can, they are better off in today, are they? Is anyone better off? Anyway, Obi didn't lie. But the thing is, for the thiefnubu circle, they just can't understand why all of you, especially you, the obedient, can't see that Obi is one of them. They want you to actually see him as he's one of them. Stop seeing him that he's different from us. He's not in the better place to actually criticize us. That's what they are pushing. And that is why the first person to react is Akpabiole. So that's a video you watched just now. Now listen to Akpabiole's response.
And yet, when somebody makes a statement that the labors of our heroes
pass. I beg to disagree. Let our brother Peter Obi show leadership like Edwin Clark did by resolving first the crisis in the Labour Party. For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve the crisis in that Labour Party. Is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria? I would like us to be known for what we did when we had the opportunities. As I speak now, I can tell you about the dualized thoroughfares in my state. I can tell about the flyovers in my state. I can tell about the best international hospital in my state. I can tell about the monuments of government houses that are built, both for the governor and deputy. I'm one of the best digitalized governor's office in Nigeria. I can tell you about the best international stadium in West Africa. I can tell you about the free and compulsory education that I did for all Nigerians. I can tell you about the unity I brought in religion by sponsoring over 5,800 Muslims to the Holy Land and over 12 to 15,000 Christians to Rome and to Jerusalem. But then, those who are aspiring as presidential candidates and trying to cause division with their mouths, using the social media, tell them to resolve the small crisis in the smallest party they have in Nigeria first, before they come to talk about the larger Nigeria. But for the social media, it is unregulated. I wish you luck as you have a field day. I'm saying this because this is what Edwin Clark would have advised if he were alive. So I've started to speak his voice. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And on that note, may we rise to observe 1 minute silence in honor of this icon.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Now that's Akpabiole. Now let's look into what he said, so that it's not as if like we're just going to jump onto it and begin to like abuse it. Let's kind of review that. According to him, that Peter Obi pointed out, for example, the latest World Bank report of 75% of Nigerians living in rural areas are living in abject multidimensional poverty, right? And then the issue of insecurity in that place, the state of the economy and all of that stuff, right? This way is sort of his point. But for Akpabiole, all those points are divisive. That Peter Obi needed to show leadership. Somebody who wants to rule Nigeria, or to say he wants to fix Nigeria, can't even resolve the problem in his own political party. Where you might say, that's a punchline. Then he went on to say, what did he do when he was governor? You know, the popular jibe against Obi is that he invested his state money in a brewery business, so that Anambrans will get drunk, while Akpabiole invested in building what he called the best football stadium in West Africa. Now, apart from all the publicly available record of whatever Obi did in Anambra and all of that, right? But let's just kind of take one that they love to use to ridicule him, or want to use to ridicule him as kind of like a clowning, as this sounds out there. When, Akpabiole was a governor of Akwa Ibom State, a state that takes more than about times 5 of what Anambra takes as allocation to start with. So Akpabiole, good for him, actually successfully implemented what is called free education in Akwa Ibom State when he was governor. Credit to him. allowing the poorest of the Akwa Ibomite to have access to education. Great. Same thing Obi also did when he was governor in Anambra State. In fact, from what it is also public record, from 27th position in a national examination, they became first enough that it's part of whatever awards that Obi parades everywhere. So Akpabiole and Obi. Akpabiole, they have access to more money because oil producing states, 13% derivation, and on and on. He had a lot to Insecurity. But in Akwa Ibom states, yeah, it is considered as one of the poorest, the state with the poorest people in Nigeria today. Simply because there is actually no real sort of like economic activity that can say, oh, got those educated people engaged in Akwa Ibom. Meanwhile, in Anambra, before that, right? In Akwa Ibom, Akpabiole built a stadium that became part of the probe of the stolen 107 billion naira that he was sort of arrested for by the EFCC as their governor. So part of that stadium project, part of the looted money that he was kind of held for then, the stadium project was part of that. Now, also, value added, or what have you, you can say the stadium, which the Nigerian Super Eagles and the rest of them uses once in a while for their qualifiers and what have you, right? Then in Anambra State, the guy that according to them now, used the state resources, right, invested the state resources in a brewery business he brought to his state. 15 years after that, the same brewery business is still running. The shares of Anambra State in that place is kind of like skyrocketed, like quadrupled over the years. That brewery has hired on a steady for the last 15 years, more than 20,000 direct and indirect workers from Anambra and outside Anambra. That's also like, yeah, brewery or beer business, sure you get, that they love to ridicule. Today, that brewery is the highest payer of tax in the entire Anambra State. All this you can also cross-check and fact-check, sure you get. So in the long run, the guy that challenged them that if they found any corruption on him, they should make them public now, and it will stop all this waka waka about and the rest. And up to this moment, nothing. Left over $150 million in the kitty of, saved for his own state. His own successor took the money, decided to start an airport project. That is Obino. Today, the guy who saved money, the guy that you want to compare with all these guys, right, is working about challenging them. Other than try to attack his personality, nothing really concrete is presented. There are conjectures and then appealing to their base. So he is working free. The person that succeeded him is standing trial for looting the state money, like this Akpabiole that looted 107 billion naira from his own state as governor. So in the long run, Akpabiole sent people to Mecca, sent them to Jerusalem, right, and built a stadium. These are his legacies, right? But of course, on the part of not being able to resolve his own political party, some people believe that there are external factors contributing to the, El-Rufai said it, contributing to all the crises in war, all the political parties, apart from APC, as if that was not enough. Today, Koolu was in Anambra State. Another very strong critic of Obi is Soludo. Now, Soludo has come out severally to say Obi is a distraction. In fact, what Obi is doing is tantamount to tantamount to further marginalization of the Igbos. I don't know if some of you remember the letter he published to try to chastise Obi before your 2023 charade. Soludo make it clear that, right, Obi has no real record in Anambra State, and he's not hiding it. Some people say it's because he's jealous. Some said it's because of hatred and all of that. I don't know. But they're all elite class to start with. But Soludo, being the guy in charge of Anambra now, right, was also the first guy who came out to say, oh, they said Obi left money. Well, me, I don't see the money. Like everybody, even till this time, everybody jumps Obaino that succeeded Obi. And it's always Obi, and we can actually understand why, right? Because he's the only real threat. It may be a little bit kind of like sad that the same Obi will never actually punish the establishment, even if he has such power. He won't. He's told you many times that somebody can come into your shop and steal something, and then you leave the shop open to chase the thief. So he's not going to go after all these criminals and thieves, wherever they are. Sure, you get right now. So even if he has the power, the likes of Akpabiole and Co probably will never see the jail wall. But with Soludo, he is like I don't know how to describe it, or maybe I am not going to do it perfectly in a way, right, that is going to be fitting, right? I mean, Soludo is like a necessary evil that somehow just doesn't fancy Obi, and he never sort of hides it. Soludo is in Apga. Obi left for PDP, and then Labour Party. So he's been everywhere to say he can't see what they said Obi did in Anambra State. However, he decided to bring in Koolu today. Koolu was in Anambra State to come and commission the projects of Soludo. And rather than for them to just enjoy it, right, like just have fun with your outing, Baba, they still have to kind of send a jibe to Obi from their gathering. First, the traditional rulers in Anambra State decided to give thiefnubu a new title. Sorry, I have forgotten. This is I mean, they give him a crown as Dike Si'mba. That's thiefnubu is now Dike Si'mba of Anambra, and that simply means hero from another land, deliberate, calculative. In that same gathering, they had some of their praise singers to sing. Now our daddy, no, sorry, now our papa be this you, we no get another one. Now our papa be this you, not just that as well. Soludo, when he took the podium to praise thiefnubu and what thiefnubu has done to Anambra State and all of that, great singing, you know. He went on, right, to say this is the first time that a president will visit Anambra State to come and commission real projects, roads, flyovers, and new government house. So somehow, right, I went to go and Google that Anambra government house, because I remember that Anambra government house, as well as Anambra State Broadcasting Corporation or so. Those two places were burned down during the time they kidnapped Ngige as their governor. And I remember when Obi came back, right, they had to reconstruct the same Anambra government house. So I went to check that, and I'm like, oh, okay. Because I also remember that, if some of you will remember too, when they impeached Peter Obi, because he wouldn't approve, was it 270 million or something for the renovation of, reconstruction of the state government house. How many of you will remember that, by the way? And it was because he wouldn't approve like over 500 million they want to spend. They impeached him. And he was away for like another 8-9 months before court returned him. So the government house was like never. Anyway, Soludo has sort of like refurbished it, built some new blocks, painted the everything, constructed the inner roads and all of that. The whole place looks really, really new, even though it is not. So I'm going to take you to Anambra State when Koolu was there and all that transpired as much as I can, please. Let's go to Anambra State.
No, this security you know, but I make it now for mad every day. So, this security do obodo. No, this security do obodo, I never make it happen. Mota will go in Navia. We don't pass. Getting go to we go. Okay, then I can one we go. We don't pass. Okay. Mota was one no. Mota was one no. You don't ever know. Agago konoka agala mota ugo no. Always go motor one no because yeah, all this security do nobody and they make it happen. A machine and security hard run. Security on a game to go over. Again, Mandem Bolepa. Tinubu will go now. I can't go. You ain't called some motor. Or some motor, do you ain't care because. All right. I want no more. Brother Dalu, no, again, the good. Mota was one no. And Tawalova knows her, and Alibu. Always going there, me want a barrack, Hey, Okota Kalekwan. na nke so Tinubu agaghị ka ya mala nke ọba ahụ oluzi ekwe ma ọ ledi ya ya malụ yo duko nya security wa niile ogo ya ka na-eche o ona resho na Tinubu wa gakwa anyway sha ike dum nje ekwe me luzi ekwe me nkọwa alụ
See that? Sorry. It's because I'm trying to put something up as well, right? So I've got this re-echo back. But here it is. The welcome of thiefnubu to Awka, Anambra. And then it was taken around a few, what do you call it? The commissioning sites for roads, bridges, flyovers. That's how he put it, right? Well, just before we get to that, okay, there's also, I mean, there are, by the way, there are, what do you call it, other things that actually like really happened that you know, sort of got highlighted out of that visit. One of them is when the traditional rulers council of Anambra State came together to crown him hero from another land, I think. And that is a Dike Si'mba Anambra. Some other guys who were within, because it was also the time that Soludo also dropped a snippet. So I kind of match all these clips together to give you this collection, okay, of other things that happened there. So let's go back to Anambra.
That's a representative of the traditional ruler, Ezozo of Awka. You know, the Ezozo gave you the title of Medifest in 2005. Welcome, sir. Where is the microphone?
We should go ahead. I'm going to put it around your neck. First time, second time, and the third time, I will leave it. And I'm going to count in Igbo. Ofu, Ibwa,
Should I go ahead?
Yes.
It's all. I don't know which one will fit better. I like this one better. Yeah, this one is nice. Please, I want everybody in this place, in this Ekwueme Square, to count with me as I place cap on our president's head. And we are going to count in Igbo, 1 to 7. So say 1, 2, go. I don't know. Unakwadogo. 1, 2, go. Ofu. Ebwa. Eto. Ano. Ise. Isi. Olwe na omume. Ambia. Ambubi enya. Ndokwasa enya. Mr. President, should I come? Yes. For the last one. Dike Si'mba Anambra. Dike Si'mba Anambra. Dike Si'mba. Dike Si'mba.
Dike Si'mba Anambra. Dike Si'mba Anambra.
May your reign see prosperity. May Nigeria continue as a united country. Thank you, India Anambra. A lot of my friends are from Anambra here.
But like I said, running into hundreds of billions. When completed, there will be important game changers for our people. We are complementing your efforts, Mr. President. Part of our transport master plan for Anambra is to dualize all the trunk A roads in Anambra, both state and federal. And so far, we are spending over 170 billion on sundry federal roads, including ambitious dualization of about 140 kilometers of them. Your Excellency, we want to, in a summary form, signpoint the point that the partnership between Anambra State and the federal government is working well. We benefit fully from all the federal programs, including programs on education, health, ICT, agriculture, infrastructure, flooding, ecological response, social interventions, etc. A few months ago, the federal government with donor agencies rewarded Anambra with a cash prize of $500,000 as Southeast Regional Champion and $700,000 as National Champion in Primary Health Care National Challenge for 2024. We are benefiting. Whatever is due to us from Abuja, we are getting. Thanks immensely to you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Going forward.
Wow, Daddy, wow.
So that was a Koolu in Anambra. You see, the only time a president visited Anambra State, well, according to Soludo, was when Peter Obi was commissioning, or he brought in Jonathan to come and commission this brewery in Anambra State. and it was 12 years ago, according to, 12 years ago, according to Soludo in his overall speech. Let me bore you for just about 2-3 minutes of that, right? Soludo today.
President, and this is very important, and we need to repeat this point. In 2011, before I joined APGA in 2013, APGA took an official position to support and work with the political party and government at the center. Indeed, in that year, APGA adopted the sitting president then as its presidential candidate. And I want to report that that policy by APGA has not changed. Coincidentally, Mr. President, at this moment in history, the party, a government as the center, is one that also professes progressivism. Then, as the foremost progressive party in Nigeria, APGA is ideologically and strategically aligned with the center. And so far, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, the progressives are working well together. And are working well together. And I said to Nnamdi Anambra, yes, APGA dominates the place, but even the others, for all those who profess progressivism, who profess progressives, those who are in All Progressives Congress, we are All Progressives Grand Alliance, those in All Progressives Congress, APC, are our brothers and sisters. And that's why, Mr. President, in preparation for this particular trip, there were issues raised that we wouldn't make it, there is no partisanship about it. And when they told me, and I said, they must allow APC with their colors and uniforms to come out in mass to also welcome the president. All in the spirit of progressivism. We are progressives together. At the end of the day, we are all brothers. The only thing is that here in Anambra, we know who is the leader of the progressives. Mr. President, I want to put on record that it is in time for all progressives. It is time for all progressives, for all the federalists, and all parties with social democratic, centrist, and left-of-center credentials to unite, to advance the purpose of a united and progressive Nigeria. We request you, Mr. President, as the leader of the biggest progressive party in Nigeria, you lead the one of the biggest. I lead the first one, the oldest one. The APGA is the oldest, but the APC has overtaken us as the biggest. We must unite. We must come together. All those who profess federalism, all those who are centrists, all those who profess left of center, ideologically, because we must give this country ideologically driven governance. And Mr. President, as the leader of the biggest of the bunch, we urge you, Mr. President, to lead all of us in this new movement. Finally, Mr. President, I want to thank you again for this great honor to Nnamdi Anambra with this historic state visit. The Presidential Lodge is ready, and we are looking forward to your next visit. Perhaps it won't be a bad idea to relocate to your office and operate from Anambra for a week or two. Ndị Anambra unu ọchọkwali etu a unu ọchọ ka president bịa ebe a bịa nọnyela anyị 1 or 2 weeks. Where President, they said they will be happy to host you here 1 or 2 weeks. that day Aso Rock will relocate to Anambra State. May God continue. Your visit to Anambra State today, Mr. President, is historic and consequential. The last state visit by a president was in 2012, ostensibly to commission a brewery and another private enterprise. This visit is not just to commission projects. We have over 500 kilometers of roads, flyovers, bridges completed and waiting for commissioning. We have about 5 brand new general hospitals and world-class trauma center completed, equipped and waiting for commissioning. We have new smart schools and water projects waiting for commissioning. New markets and bus terminal, etc., waiting for commissioning. Previously, we had insisted that only the users of our roads and projects should be the ones to commission them, and we have commissioned.
So he was referring to this in that last part of that clip, Soludo. And indeed, I could smell the sycophancy from far. Others are saying that the reason why he is praising thiefnubu is because their allocation has tripled. So they have more money now. That some of them are even paying off their debts. That as a lot of us are focusing on thiefnubu, most of these state governors are actually really cashing out. And indeed, with a Soludo, they're saying, oh, he's been good to us and all of that, and throwing a jibe at Peter Obi for only commissioning a brewery with a president. Remember, it is all politics, right? And their politics is so dirty enough that they actually have their own base that they kind of like, appeal to. Nigerians won't really check out themselves anyway, would they? So still on Peter Obi, and everyone throwing a shade at him. Now, if you leave Soludo and you leave the APC, you can come back to the Labour Party where Akpabiole actually challenged Obi to try to fix the Labour Party problem before you can think of a fixing Nigeria problem, because Peter Obi has no capacity to fix Nigeria problem. That's the point he's making, right? Indeed, there is, or there are, different kinds of crises in Labour Party. But the characters, the individuals behind all of these are not unknown. They are known, and why they are doing what they are doing. It's just that I don't know if, from my own perspective, right? If you, the obedient, with your number, with your vast reach and what have you, right, could actually pick among yourself, float your own political party, and you can then be judged based on what you started. Because to the likes of Arab and idiots, Peter Obi and Alex Otti, they are hijackers who came to hijack their political party. Sorry, I bet Director Scott can possibly back me up on this. How many of you remember that time that I played a clip of our Arab and idiots praising Obi, saying that they have settled their this now, there is no more problem, Obi is their leader and all of that. And I said, very soon, it's going to be back on that same TV station. The moment, whatever it is, that he feels his interest is covered now, if it became obvious that it's not covered anymore, the guy will be back on TV and back to pre-2023 and post-2023. So yesterday, a group loyal to Julius Saburi, somebody said Judas Saburi. I don't know about that one. That's not patented mine, or patently mine, right? Anyway, a group who came together, or a group yesterday, claimed to be loyal to Julius Saburi, accused Obi, Alex Otti, rhetoric jibe, and some of those who became their member and elected members of their platform, of their political party, they have now suspended them, except Obi. For some reason, they are yet to suspend them too, because what they are suspending others for, Obi is involved. You get what I mean? Like, the court says Abure's convention was void, like, invalid. And therefore, Obi and Alex Otti and others decided to, back a caretaker team that they expected to conduct a congress that would then usher in their own preferred leader, what have you, right? So by design, by the Supreme Court ruling, it seems the Obi side are on the advantage side, kind of. But the Abure and Co won't take that, because to them, it doesn't matter, Supreme Court or no Supreme Court, this is our party, this is our own. The only strangers here, according to them, are the Obi and the obedient. I'll show you. First, those who suspended the supposed elected members of their party yesterday.
On His Excellency Governor Otti, Senator Darlington Nwokocha, Senator Kingibe, and other members, some other members of the National Assembly. I should retake it. Labour Party slams indefinite suspension on His Excellency, the Abia State Governor Otti, Senator Nwokocha, Senator Kingibe, and other members, some other members of the National Assembly. Challenges Nnadi to speak about her plea bargain with EFCC. Recall that last Friday, 2nd of May 2025, the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party set up a 5-man disciplinary committee headed by the Deputy National Chairman, Dr. Ayo Olorufemi, Alhaji Omar Farouk Ibrahim, the National Secretary, and 3 others to investigate Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Otti and any other party members over allegations of anti-party activities. The disciplinary committee has concluded their assignment and has submitted their reports to the party leadership. The National Executive of the party met today, May 7th, 2025, and after exhaustive deliberation, in line with powers donated to it by the party constitution, has ratified the recommendation as submitted by the disciplinary committee. Consequent upon that, the following members of the party have been suspended from the party and all its activities indefinitely and with immediate effect. Number 1, Dr. Alex Otti. 2, Senator Ireti Kingibe. 3, Senator Darlington Nwokocha. 4, Honorable Victor Afam Ogene. 5, Honorable Amobi Oga. 6, Honorable Sheyi Showumi. By this suspension, these former members of the party will no longer act on behalf of the party. All concerned institutions, including the Nigerian Governors Forum, the National Assembly, INEC, and the security agencies, amongst others, are to take note. It will surprise Nigerians and party faithfuls that the name of one Nnadi Usman was conspicuously omitted from the list of these suspended members of the party. First, we have said repeatedly that the said Nnadi Usman was and is not a member of the Labour Party, being not a card-carrying member of the party. We are aware that he is a member of the Obedient Support Group that worked and is still working for the party's 2023 presidential candidate. We would therefore not honor her or dignify her in any way with any sanction, being not a member of the party. Again, we are aware that Ms. Usman recently, in a well-televised television program, in cohort with a former Kaduna State governor, joined another political party where she pledged loyalty to that party. We are clearly confused where Usman Nnamdi's loyalty lies. The party leadership is also surprised that Nnamdi Usman has the temerity to talk about corruption in Nigeria, when indeed she is the headmistress of corruption. Nigerians are aware of all the EFCC cases against her, and we expect Ms. Usman to come out and explain to Nigerians the story behind her play bargain with EFCC and all the property she allegedly forfeited to EFCC. She should also tell Nigerians how she acquired her radio station in Kaduna State, all her properties all over Nigeria and abroad, her companies in Cameroon, including her plantation. Nnamdi Usman simply lacks the moral capacity to commence on any probe or even talk about corruption in Nigeria. We know her antecedents, and it is all over. It's not even coming from me. Click on Nnamdi Usman and you will see her cases with EFCC. In any event, the party's financial records are straight, and it will interest the members of the public to know that the party's audited account has been published. INEC, being the regulatory body, sent their external auditors to audit the books and accounts of Labour Party. And they gave us a clear report, as well as commended the party for its financial transparency. It is on record that among the Committee of Political Parties in Nigeria, Labour Party financial records was adjudged to be among the best. Finally, the party has since taken a position on the issue of coalition, and we want to reiterate that the party is not interested in any overtures by any group or persons to go into any form of coalition or merger. Like we have earlier stated, the protagonists of the coalition, being those driving the agenda, they all lack.
Well, Alade, that's Labour Party. Those ones are the loyalists to Abure, doling out their own suspension. But you suspended all your elected members. So it's like you've practically sent them to go to APC. Abi now, share you get. Anyway, those ones are believing that these ones are clowns. We're talking about clown or clowning. I mean a clownery. Araban Bidiot takes the medal, and you can't find him missing in something like this. He laid the entire blame of what he called the problem in their party on Obi and Oti attempts to hijack their party. Araban Bidiot, ladies and gentlemen, he is a leader in Labour Party.
What is happening in Labour Party is beyond what most of you are saying. It's actually as a result of people who we got out of 2023 election. And the two people responsible for this rigging of Labour is Peter Obi and Insecurity. And I'm going to set the record straight, because now, you know, we are now at the president where part out to be Labour to Nigerians. In 2023, deliberately, Peter Obi and Insecurity hired one Aisha Yusufu, who is not a politician and doesn't have any political background. They hired Pastor Igboland to manage for account of the party, and we are still going to EFCC. You see, we are going to expose them now so that Nigerians will know exactly what is the problem in Labour Party. These are the people that ab initio did not upload over 54,000 polling unit agents out of the 199 of Labour Party. They were the one in custody of the several billions of naira that came into Labour. So we lost 54,000 polling units. That means we have cost zero in 54,000 polling units against Tinubu and Atiku. So when they went to court, they wanted to shift the blame. They were now shouting on the judiciary. They were calling INEC all manner of names. They were exposing the photographs of the Chief Justice of Nigeria and other justices of the Supreme Court.
Please go ahead. We can hear you.
Yes, and other justices of the Supreme Court, just for them to cover up, what they were doing. Now, in the build up to that, we told them that look, we cannot continue to lie to Nigerians. Let us rebuild our house against 2027. And what did they do? They started donating money. Do you know that we were unable to pay our agents? If you Google, you will hear at the man that they imported from Zenny Labour into our party as the Director General when the EFCC, the court to EFCC found guilty our former DG. May God, bless his soul. God is dead now. So they were not trying. The man said they were unable to pay party agents. Now a party that was unable to pay party agents will now have a president candidate donating 50 million, 30 million to people, which is not bad, but you are unable to pay 10,000. Even to the remaining 130 something thousand agents. So they did not, those people did not release our result sheet. And that was why we failed, to go to court with our Formisio 8A. That was why we failed to go to court. But in order for them to cover up, they started, manufacturing all manner of lies, especially Peter Obi. And if you see, during the government election in Edo State, we have a candidate. And also, as far as you'll be surprised.
I'd like to comment at this point so we can keep track of all these allegations.
No, that is,
and these are very weighty
no,
allegations.
that is what I'm expecting. No, you see, most of what they are doing is not what happens. That's what you see. I am.
What they are doing, they are not building on tracks. Let me change something. See, we have collected 60 billion. What they are doing is, do you hear the way he's talking, right? That is the Arabian B idiots. Like that. So you have to struggle to understand what he's saying. It's like he's got water in his mouth, right? He's a nuisance for real. When you see these guys around Peter Obi, the first question you're going to ask is from where to where? How did you find yourself around them? Nigeria politics. Did you hear all he said, right? Okay. He said their problem started from before the election when Peter Obi brought in somebody called Aisha Yesufu. And then he said, Aisha Yesufu held on to over 40,000 polling units agents that they didn't have any representatives there. So what he's practically saying is that they couldn't pay party agent to represent them in 46,000 polling units. Despite all the money donated, billions, according to he said, billions of money donated to us. So these are outsiders coming to hijack our party. And then blaming judiciary, blaming INEC, and all of that stuff. So just drop that. It must be true. Right? I mean, I don't want to call you an idiot, but if you listen to that, somebody like that, and you're like, if you don't know him before, I can possibly forgive your innocence, right? Barabambi. You know. So Peter Obi is donating money now, but he couldn't put money down for them to hire party agents during the election. And that was why they had no, and Aisha Yusufu is also to be blamed. It's not enough. He also said that Peter Obi told them that the obedient are superior to their party. I don't know he said that, or did he say that? All I remember is that obedient are not, right, members of Labour Party. They're like independent movements, right, that could be absorbed into your Labour Party. That's what I heard him say, but Arab and idiots, of course, is expected to twist that to serve the continued, you know, internal crisis that they are all possibly benefiting from. You know, Arab and idiots.
All of you saw when Peter Obi said obedience are bigger than the party. That is bad, that nobody's going to take that. Where you are coming from, they cannot do that, and they cannot come and think, oh, the people here, they can lord themselves over us. And what are the people we are talking about? And Esoti has run in Africa, in PDP, in APC, in faith. You came to Labour Party. They do not make our party. Party normally make individual. Individual cannot make a party. It is the opposite way around. Now, you now said, during the restraining order, do not forget, this same Peter Obi and Esoti, they went to Asaba. Because Apapa was a Yoruba man, they went to Asaba to go and extend the tenure of Abure. When this issue of corruption they are talking about happens, I was the main person behind this case. They called off all manner of names simply because they don't want Apapa as the national chairman. I kept wondering, when did they, when did they suddenly realize that Abure was a criminal? Simply because Oluchi, an Igbo woman, now wrote a petition. That was when all of them woke up, including NLC, including Joajero, including Governor Esoti, and they now want to sweep back on the party. When we started this matter, they went to the secretariat, they used every available means, money that they have to make sure we were suppressed, and that is not going to happen. We will not allow any race or individual to undermine others. We will rather go back to the starting point. This party is not going to be made an ethnic party like ABGA, where all of them are coming from. We're a national party, and the rules of our party and the rule of engagement must be obeyed. No Supreme Court, let me tell you, I found energy because the Supreme Court said it is not justiciable for court to determine who is the leader. Go back to your constitution. How can Esoti and Obi now be claiming to be chairman and secretary, purportedly that they will even write a letter to INEC, sign that as chairman and secretary to convene a NEC meeting, knowing fully well that section 82(1) said such shall be signed by national chairman and secretary of the party. And section 222 is very specific. Any association that want to be registered as a political party shall have their own lifeline, shall have their own constitution. And number 3 is section 223 of the constitution forbid caretaker administration of a political party. So that is what they were just trying to do. And moreover, you see, with due respect, to the dead, which I don't want to comment, they brought in Dr. Nyokupe. At the end of the day, the EFCC found him guilty. Now they are going to vote to bring an Usman man who is having a pending EFCC matter since 2015. He's on bail, administrative bail. This was a woman who transferred money from the ministry account into a private account in number 7 Kachiaro, Kaduna. Now, it's not a trial. Obi is synonymous with moving with people that have corruption. People that are ethnically corrupt is synonymous with him moving with people.
Abayomi, what actually, a lot of people want to confirm is if this particular suspension of these political figures within the Labour Party is ratified, and if the leadership actually agree, the totality of the leadership of the Labour Party agree with this particular suspension rule.
They cannot contest under our party. They are gone. As I told you, I said we are not going to bring anybody, pretending to be a nationalist, but they are nothing but intruders. People that just want to send Nigeria ablaze. That is their plan. Bob Joagero, Peter Obi, and Esoti, they don't love Nigeria. We know them. They only needed the platform. They needed the political platform to unleash terror to call political insurrection. They don't want to stagnate our democracy, believing they were rigged in 2023 election. And I'm telling Nigerians via your session, Labour Party losing that election. We were not rigged, but we played to the gallery via two people that Peter Obi trusted. Aisha Yesufu and Pastor Edwin Clark. They were the ones that messed that election up for us, and nobody should play President Tinubu.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
Now, I don't want some certain things to be lost on us in this program, okay? I want you to please pay attention to words, analyze them, and be able to understand what is called a dog whistle, and at the same time understand what is called a pattern. Just don't bant, or just don't bant on it and just move on. No. I was writing things down because that's how they spread what a lot of you will later call the widespread hatred. How did we come by to hate ourselves like this? Characters like that, nuisance like that, they are bound everywhere. And you pay attention to what they are saying, because there are those that particular line of sort of argument that they are directing them to. So you pay attention. It's very important. And did you hear where he said that Peter Obi went to Asaba to go and elect Abure? There was never anything like that, ever. But he said it casually. And he repeated it to say, then he went on to say, we will not let you turn our party to a tribal party. Yeah? Then he went on to say that Obi may not be corrupt, but he seems to have a flair for moving with very corrupt people. That's part of what he said, right? Then I actually said Obi is good with criminals. That's the way he put it. Then he said they are trying. They don't love Nigeria. Obi don't love Nigeria. Alex Otti don't love Nigeria. They are just trying to use Labour Party to cause national insurrection. Careful with those words, right? They are deliberate. They are not just talk. And there is a pattern. This will be the first time he's pushing that, because to him, he said, since Peter Obi and others joined them, that they have been, remember, this is just him making all these things up and repeating them with nothing to actually back that, right? But there is a reason why. Now in Nigeria, what you are dealing with is this tribal bigotry and all of that stuff. It is endemic. Just so you know. He said they want to call political insurrection. They don't love Nigeria. That is enough to probably just put a target on their back like everybody is doing. Simply because Obi is Igbo. Easier, right? That they should leave their own party. That's why I said it to you earlier. Those of you who are obedient, why don't you just go and start your own political party? Sort of. But here is the supposed leader of the obedient, right? Because somehow, I can tell you that with the crisis in their party, or Labour Party, with Obi and his obedient, firebrand that continue to get into the skins of the supposed powerful people of Nigeria right now, those ones in APC that feels that they are never going to be challenged. But they do get under their skins. And yesterday I said something, I said, this is probably a good thing. If Obi is no longer, trying to be nice, among other things, like try to be nice and try to be, there is a word for it, try to kind of like be sort of like a moderate towards speaking out about the state of that contraption. Now he's out of his shells, right? That may be a good thing, because that would mean that that could be the Obi that will be enough to let disobedience show their true worth to the establishment. Because you see, the likes of Araba and Bidiot and Co, they have been in a business where Labour Party is an SPV, special purpose vehicle. You just use them. You pay these guys, use them temporarily. If you are able, that is, if after you have lost out in APC and PDP and you need a place to run, you go to them, you pay these charlatans. And they don't care. It's cash and carry. You pay them. They don't care if you don't come back again. So after you got what you want, you can then they come to APC and PDP. Go back to your colleagues that rejected you the first time. So telling them they have tenure, your tenure ended, your tenure will end in so and so, is alien to them. And they are those who live in the gutters. These are dirty pigs, political jobbers. This is their life. This is all they know. They will use everything they have, all the mud, all the debt, everything that they have to fight you. And that's what Obi and his obedience are experiencing. However, as Obi is getting into the skins of those who claim to be powerful, his obedience also have sort of organized themselves. They have become a very formidable physical sort of like a movement that is also angling to give the establishment a run for his money. Now, they have released a statement. The supposed guy who is their leader just released a statement that, and it's about the electoral reform and what have you. I've said something about that before. Said, if those of you who are championing for your one Nigeria and angling for or ready to go and participate in their charade again, for the sake of your own mental health, do not participate in a rigged system and come back later to be venting on the same social media. How about you mount the pressure from now? Yeah, I mean, make it difficult for them to actually plan to be able to rig you. Demand for the trashing of this fake constitution. Start with that. So that by the time you put together a new one, you can easily just remove the power to select who is going to conduct your election by one man who is also going to participate in the election, right? Well, they are pushing for the electoral reform in their own way. Listen.
Stand up as quickly as possible to challenge the status quo to ensure that we have credible elections. We have developed a 10-point amendment. And it may interest you to know, I was a member or the leader, the IPAC chairman, before the 2010 amendment of the elections. So I am well experienced. What is IPAC? IPAC is the Inter-Party Advisory Council, which represents the interests of all political parties in Nigeria. I was the chairman, the two-time chairman of that particular body. And I presented similar documents of this nature at the National Assembly. You could Google it, and probably you could see it while I was speaking to the National Assembly. So we've developed a 10-point agenda coming from the 2023 general elections. And I'll just speak to them just little by little. One, we insist that the amendment of the 2027 general election should include first, the educational qualification of the contestants. Very key. Strict implementation of educational qualification requirement with evidence. Because if we don't do that, it makes every student who have gone through the four corners of the university to feel it's a waste that he has spent his university days in trying to get education. So anybody can come in and become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria without having any due qualification. So it must be amended. 2, there must be a compulsory national presidential debate. People who want to aspire for position of power must come and tell us what they have. Not that they tell us this and then they implement another thing. We demand there should be a debate. If you recall, almost the 2 presidential elections that have passed through this country, there was debate of the presidents was almost not there. Because people do not have the capacity to speak to their people. And if you don't have the capacity to speak to your people, you have no business in leading them. 3, we have 93 million registered voters before the 2023 general elections. But guess what? Only 23 or 24% of those particular people voted. It does not even have 50%. And yet, those are the people that are governors. Is it acceptable? No, I can't hear you. Is it acceptable?
No.
So, our position is that every registered elected voter must vote. Must vote. In other countries, they fine you if you don't vote. Because it's your civic right. Because you are now putting your position saying, look, I want so person to represent me. So imagine if 93 million Nigerians voted at that time. Do you think we will have this kind of government? Obviously no. So we must insist that every registered voter must vote. And here is the catch. Wherever you register, you should be able to vote there. You don't need to move from point A to point B to register and to vote. Because normally what happens during election is that when you register to vote, you will leave that particular place. Maybe it's in Kano. You now want to go and vote in Akpabiole. You end up having an accident, God forbid, on the road before you want to go and vote. So vote where you are resident. And the vote should be counted according to where you are domiciled or where you want your vote to be counted.
Right. I agree, Sha. So, Mokuna try. Do what they tell you. Waiting me a day interest inside be say, when you can't do all of that wahala, sacrifice, and all of that, they can't read you. What you go do after is what I am interested in. So yes, go on. Face them, fight them, give them a run for their money. Go and get your PVC and all of that stuff. Shasha, you get. Leaving that aside, let's catch up on the continued retrial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. An update, you call it. So I will give you an update. But first, let's see what it looked like today. Coming to the court on this big treason trial. Here.
That's what I'm saying. BBC. See, person just being proved just now. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking to people that are this. Sorry.
Those who were quarreling there. How are you, sir? I want you to teach me about guys. Are you too? Thank you. Yes. Good morning, everybody. Thank you.
Who carried my chair? You are carrying my chair.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So how did it go in the courtroom today? When the court resumed today, the prosecuting counsel or the prosecution, that is Nigeria, Arowomolu, I think that's his name anyway, it doesn't matter. But the guy representing Nigeria, charging Nnamdi Kanu for treason. He came up with another request that they would be adding an extra 2 witnesses to their team, and this was not agreed upon before now. So it was agreed. There were so many things, you know, that's why I started counting the days of the trial from 2 days ago. Somebody was trying to correct me yesterday, and he said, oh, day 3. No, don't be, I don't know, the first thing that came to my head was to say, how dumb are you? Because the first day after the assignment of the trial to another judge, Omotosho, what he did, first one is to bring all parties together, present, what do you call it, present their case and what have you. And in that regard, everybody presented what they would be presenting, like the prosecution. You know, we are going to present 2 witnesses, we're going to present some other evidences. And this was like, okay, yeah, fine. Oh, our witnesses are not going to come to the open court. Nobody will see their faces. They will be doing so behind the screen. Okay, fine. The defense, once they are all agreed, a date was chosen for the beginning of the trial. And that was why 2 days ago it all started. And the first witness was called. Yesterday, another witness was called. And today, another witness also is called, or, yeah, continuation of a cross-examination. So that ambush of saying you want to add another 2 witnesses was vehemently rejected, and it is still to be ruled on, okay? Then they presented what is believed to be cut out from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcasts. Then they also played a copy of what is also believed to be the interview that they conducted on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the day he was extraordinarily renditioned, kidnapped back to Nigeria with his lawyers in presence. So all these were played in their open court today. So the highlight of the conversation was when the prosecution tried to link NSAS to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Like he sponsored, he started the NSAS, or he sponsored it, and also all the carnage that happened during the NSAS where the prosecution was trying to hang that on him, in which he rejected. Now I'm going to take you through the transcription of that court process, like always, all right? So it's between the prosecution, the witness, the defense, the witness. So when they finally managed, because initially they said from this report, right? So initially they said that the prosecutor requested that the court play the CD of MNK Mazi Nnamdi Kanu interview. Court awaits the CD to load up. So, but it was taking forever. So they had to like put it aside while somebody works in fixing that, right? So the questioning of the witness by I think the prosecution started the hearing today, or should I say the hearing continues today from where it stopped yesterday. So the prosecution, witness BB, remember the witness BBB or PW2, prosecution witness 2, but that is the same person on the stand to continue the line of questioning. The same guy that said they got a letter from Malamun, the attorney general of Nigeria under Bukwari at the time. So the question, or should I say the questioning goes thus. Video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu interview upon his extraordinary rendition in 2021 is finally being played in court. So prosecution, witness or witness BBB Can you identify the people in the video? The witness. Yes, I can. Prosecution. Who are the people in the video sitting next to Nnamdi Kanu? Witness. Aloy Ejimako and Abila. Both are lawyers. Prosecution. Mr. Kanu, in this video, could you tell us about the indigenous people of Biafra? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is like from that interview now. This is not today, okay? It's like the video they played, the interview they played was when the DSS, after kidnapping him from Kenya, then the DSS started, questioning him. And from that conversation from the audio, from the video, is where this transcript is cued from, right? So the prosecution, MNK. I am the leader of the IPOB. I was granted bail in 2017 after arrest 2 years earlier. However, I was in my house and army came to kill me. The army invaded my house and killed 28 people. So from that, From that video, there goes the transcription of it, complete one, right? So the interviewer, Mr. Kanu, you made a broadcast, MNK. I do not remember which one specifically. Interviewer, I would rather use DSS, by the way. So DSS, we mean the broadcast made during the NSAS protest. Mazi, the purpose of my broadcast was because the army was killing protesters in Lagos. So the transcription of the interview, the content of Mazi's interview, right, after his rendition. Another one, he said, so the presiding judge, Justice Omotosho, at that point, asked a lawyer to help the prosecution fix the electronic system in court. That's like an interruption, okay? So continue from that Mazi and DSS supposed interrogation after his extraordinary rendition. So DSS, you gave instructions to people to attack federal infrastructures. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you say you have control over Biafrans or Easterners, you are mistaken. We are Republican in nature. We do things, especially what is right, at our own accords, not necessarily adherent to dictation. DSS, you pass instruction to your people. Mazi, I lead the movement. But the day-to-day operation of IPOB is done through the Directorate of States, DOS. Mazi, you are talking, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continued, said, you are talking about incidents that happened after NSAS. Why don't you ask me of what happened between 2015, 2016, and 2017? DSS, in 2021, there were attacks. Mazi, I am aware the army killed a lot of people. Mazi, the movement I lead is not violent. DSS, your instruction lead to jailbreak, etc. Mazi, my reaction remains that we are not violent. DSS, when you were arrested, Mazi interjects, I wasn't arrested, I was kidnapped. DSS, what's your relationship with ESN? Mazi, ESN is a vigilante group that exists everywhere in Biafra land. Now, to continue here. So another audio broadcast is said to be played in court where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was said the following in quotes. Now, another audio. Nobody can stop us. Ojukwu said it long ago. We are unstoppable. And our enemies know this. We are sensitizing our people. Now, talking how Igbos were forcibly taken into other regions to further divide us. So the witness now. So the broadcast was to confirm whether or not he made the broadcast. So back again to that audio. The interviewer from that audio. This was after Again, whenever I mention back to the audio, I'm referring to the interview he had with the DSS the day he was returned back to Nigeria after they kidnapped him in Kenya. So when I say back to the audio, you sure remember that, right? So back to the audio. The DSS said, you said, kill them. Mazi, would you support security agents killing people? With a question mark. DSS, no. So the DSS said, what about the sit-at-home orders of 30th May? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are ascribing powers to me that I do not have, or should I say, I lack. Is it when I say, let there be light, and there will be light? So this time, back into the courtroom. So the witness added, so what we are asking him is why he asked people not to go out on the 30th of May. And as a result, people died. So the prosecution now. Ahmed Gulak and his assassination in the southeast, just like drop it into the conversation. So Omotosho now interjects. I do not have such name here. It is not on the record. You get that now? Like, we do not actually have any record that Nnamdi Kanu is linked, or IPOB or ESN is linked to the killing or the killing of our assassination of Ahmed Gulak in Owerri by their fellow political sort of like, rivals. So we don't have that here. Don't just drop that. Like, oh, you can just say, oh yeah, the ESN killed Gulak. You did not tell us that you have evidence of that to link him to it. So you don't just drop that in this conversation. That was the judge. So now the video continues this time. So they said the video continues playing. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu educating the DSS on how political issues should be resolved and how people interpret information differently. So in that video, now back to the video. Mazi, nobody is insane or mad. So why this obsession of killing people? In a democracy, people must have a way of channeling their grievances. And one of them is to protest. DSS, on a lighter note, tell me about your background, education, career, family. Which state in Nigeria are you from? Mazi, Abia State. DSS, after you left Nigeria, Mazi interjects, no, I saved my life. DSS, where have you been and what were you doing there? Mazi, it is my business. I like that. DSS, what is the job of ESN? Mazi, they are in the bush protecting our people. DSS insists, what is the job of ESN? Mazi, as I previously stated, they are there to protect our people, our mothers, when they go to farms. Continue. So, in conclusion, right, it says that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial will now actually be adjourned. Well, it's kind of like adjourned to the 14th, 21st, and 22nd of May. But they said Nnamdi Kanu and his special counsel dialogues on issues shortly after. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continues in that video they are playing. Again, it says, the invasion of my house was unnecessary. I was in touch with Igbo men I had respect for. Whoever authorized the invasion of my house is the real enemy. So video clip ends and it was admitted as exhibit. So then the judge said, are you playing anything else? The prosecution says, no, my lord. Then the prosecution says, witness, is this the letter received from the Attorney General? The witness replied, yes, it is. So the Attorney General's letter admitted as Exhibit G. The witness also requested the letter be read before court. So witness reading Attorney General's letter to court hearing and subsequent statements. So witness PW2 BBB reading the letter. So in that letter, I want to read it out, okay, quickly. So it says, prosecution, Mr. Kanu, do you have any statement to make with regards To the content of the recently read letter, Mazi, I do not wish to make any statement on the letter from the Office of Attorney General of the Federation. And the judge, if your name is not on the list and you are in court, get out right away, or else you'll be charged with content. That's kind of like another scenario that played out in that courtroom. So then the witness continued, right? Continues his testimony. He said, apart from taking videos and writing against the defendant, I have worked in investigating IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and ESN. MNK founded Radio Biafra, ESN, and others. We discovered that the Lagos High Court, the Ilasamaja Police Station, and the Muritala Mohammed Airport had all been burnt down, particularly in 2020. He not only called for the killing of police officers, but he also advocated for sit-at-home and instructed his followers to strictly enforce it. Lies. Even as Gulak was killed, Kanu questioned why he went out knowing that there would be sitting at home on May 30th. So then the witness goes on to name states classified as part of the Biafra region proposed by Nnamdi Kanu. So then the witness, PW to BBB, ended his latest testimony. However, the defense has proposed to go into full cross-examination of witness on Wednesday. That will be the 14th, okay? So while they gather information on whether or not those who were killed were as a result of the MNK broadcast or not, or other causes. So although, from this report, right, so it was concluded that from the 14th of May, there will be the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's team questioning the first two witnesses who gave their own false witnesses. The same, make a reminder all of you, whatever you are hearing right now is not new. This same old thing, right, that they conjured together, right, to try to link him to any of their politically sponsored violence in that eastern part of Nigeria. They've done it severally, right? But the last time they did, the same Nigerian court, their own court, struck out the entire thing, released Nnamdi Kanu, like freed him, just that they didn't let him go, unfortunately, right? So don't let any of this sort of like sway you. So his own lawyers believes that, number one, they do not really have any case against him than all the conjecture. So yeah, people listen to you. You told them to, you know what I mean? Like, that's not enough. So by next week, which then we are going to see Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers present their own sort of like a defense, exhibit evidence of the state-sponsored attacks and the killings, the profiling of the Igbos, and on and on and on, and they shred all these faceless witnesses to bits. So we look forward to that. As some of them who claim that Nnamdi Kanu is more dangerous, especially those ones who defended Bokwari, while Bokwari and his murderous people were slaughtering Nigerians with reckless abandon. Today, they are back to tell us that Nnamdi Kanu was actually right. These terrorists and their sponsor, right? They stand and continue to kind of like stand as a general threat to our well-being. Here are these two lawmakers, because yesterday it was the senators discussing the insecurity in Nigeria. Today it was the turn of the House of Representatives. These two guys, one is from Borno, the other is from God knows where, telling the Senate of how the security architecture of Nigeria has completely collapsed and how the terrorists have regrouped, have become so powerful and so sophisticated that they have better weapons than the Nigerian army. They've overwhelmed them. You know what? We'll go to their National Assembly again, where they are discussing the same security problems that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu envisaged years ago.
Amendments or observations or comments? I start with Honorable Gadi.
I'm from Plateau State. Mr. Speaker,
You will only understand the heaviness of the content of this motion if we are privileged to see the picture of what Boko Haram did to Giwa barracks and other attacks within military formations in Borno State. Mr. Speaker, the pictures I saw, I am scared. I am scared whether the safety of the Nigerian civilians within the Nigerian territorial land can be guaranteed. Mr. Speaker, we budgeted for money, arms and ammunition, tanks numbering more than 40, including other platforms that belongs to the Nigerian military that is aimed at safeguarding our people have been taken away worth trillions of naira by Boko Haram. How can we guarantee the safety of the Nigerian people in the circumstance that the platform that are meant to protect these people have been taken away by the enemies of the people? Mr. Speaker, we have been doing our best under your leadership. The National Assembly have been speaking on issues of insecurity. But Mr. Speaker, actions by departments of government must be taken. Mr. President must hold Nigerian military strategic commandants and other head of security agencies accountable for negligence of their responsibility. In as much as we appreciate, Mr. Speaker, the security agencies for putting their life at the front line to protect Nigerians, to make sure Nigerians sleep, we must hold somebody accountable that taxpayers' money used to buy guns, used to buy other platform for Nigerian military to fight will be compromised and be donated like a form of free of charge to the enemies of this country. Mr. Speaker, this is unacceptable. I want to say again and again, Nigerians are being killed on daily basis from the north to the south, to the west, to the east, and we are here for Nigerians. Mr. Speaker, government must do the needful. The everyday resolution that we pass is not enough. Mr. Speaker, if it means facing agencies of government as a National Assembly to ensure that publicly we bring them to account for their responsibility and to account for their negligence of responsibility, we have to do that. Mr. Speaker, I will send you intelligence of the picture of the arms and ammunition of the platforms that have been taken away by Boko Haram in Maiduguri. And when the leaders, when the governor is crying, other representatives of government are first to issue statement undermining the supremacy of the chief security officer of the state, who knows what is happening in his state, who is crying, and someone within the comfort of his zone will say that the governor is raising an unnecessary alarm, whereas Nigerians are killing. This is unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, we must stand up and find a way of bringing this issue of insecurity to order. Otherwise, you and I is not safe. No matter how Nigerians respect us, we are moving to a level that Nigerians will fight us the way they fight criminals and the way they fight Boko Haram. Until the right thing is done by us here, until we speak for the Nigerian people, until we draw line, until we tell government what we are supposed to tell government, and until government respond by action, not by media statement or press statement. Do not hope, Mr. Speaker, that any member of a National Assembly is safe to move, not by bandit, not by Boko Haram, by the people that elected you and I. Time will come, if action is not taken, that Nigerians will take their destinies in their own hands. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to
amendments or
what shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
thank you, Lord.
What shall I say?
Thank you, Lord.
Viva,
You know, once in a while, they actually do remind themselves that this thing, where will they do? So this thing we are doing, a day is coming. One day, you see all of us Masario. Ìgbà kan máa dé, ìgbà àsìkò kan ṣì ń bọ̀ wá. Ìgbà kan máa dé, àsìkò kan ṣì ń bọ̀ wá. Tolóró máa sáré, yépa, ayé máa sáré, ọlọ́pàá máa sáré, sójà máa sáré, gbogbo wa pátá máa sáré. The time is coming and they know.
Ìgbà kan máa dé, àsìkò kan ṣì ń bọ̀ wá. Ìgbà kan máa dé, àsìkò kan ṣì ń bọ̀ wá. Tolóró máa sáré, ọlọ́pàá máa sáré, ayé máa sáré, ẹyẹ tí ò dúró rere máa sáré, àlórà máa sáré, HS tí kò mọ kankan máa sáré, everybody máa sáré, gbogbo wa pátá máa sáré. Ìgbà yẹn ti dé, àsìkò yẹn náà là wá. Ìgbà yẹn ti dé, àsìkò yẹn náà là wá. Everybody máa sáré, ọlọ́pàá máa sáré, àwọn tó ń ṣòro gan máa sáré, olúmọlẹ̀ máa sáré, àpènà máa sáré, olúwo ìlú gan máa sáré, everybody pátápátá máa sáré.
Sáré, ìwọ gan máa sáré, ayé máa sáré, everybody máa sáré o. And exactly what this woman is also saying to her, it is obvious that this insecurity has overwhelmed the supposed Nigerian security, the army, in our own words, brethren.
From Borno State, Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this all very important issue that is on the floor of the House. Mr. Speaker, in my contribution to what Honorable Satomi Ahmed has presented as a motion on the fire outbreak in Giwa Barracks. First and foremost, Mr. Speaker, the issue of the fire outbreak in Giwa Barracks is contradicting. Some quarters were saying that the fire outbreak
can you sit down, please?
is as a result of Boko Haram attack.
Can you sit down, please?
We are given the impression that the fire outbreak came as a result of either a power surge or whatever within the barracks. Because on that particular day, there hasn't been any Boko Haram attack in Maiduguri. And Mr. Speaker, from March to this time, in my own constituency, Mr. Speaker, in Wulgo, there has been a Boko Haram attack on military formation of the multinational joint task force where more than 20 soldiers were killed. And Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to know that I visited that formation and the commander told me that out of about nearly 100 soldiers in that formation, we have only 6 Nigerian soldiers. And it is a multinational joint task force where we expect to have, if not equal number, at least substantive number of Nigerian military men in that formation. And again, Mr. Speaker, the commanding officer of that formation revealed and confessed that it wasn't the first or the second time that formation has been attacked, but on that very day, that was on the 24th of March, 2025, that attack was unprecedented. Because as rightly mentioned by my brother Honorable Jaha, the insurgents came to that formation, attacked the formation with drones, and he told me, he confessed that even within the Boko Haram insurgents that came, there has been several white men within them. He said so. And that means there is foreign influence in that area. And Mr. Speaker, another issue of concern for this House is that with the exit of Niger Burkina Faso and Mali from ECOWAS. It has also posed a lot of threat, especially at the borders of Malampatori and other borders bordering Niger and Nigeria. Because if there is no synergy, this insurgency will pose several threats to the country, not only to Borno State. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to bring to the notice of this House that military should look at how they are going to strategize their modules in fighting Boko Haram, and especially the existence of military formations within towns and cities. For instance, Giwa Barak is located right in the heart of Maiduguri, and on the day of that incident, it has caused a lot of panic, and before even the citizens or people living within Maiduguri, for them to understand that this is what is happening, it took some people leaving their homes, running out of Maiduguri, and it is just more chaotic than even the fire itself. And it would have even generated, if not for the swift action taken, it would have even generated in burning some part of Maiduguri. So these military formations, Mr. Speaker, with the intervention of this House in Maiduguri and in other places, should stay outside of the cities and towns, because they are there to protect the cities and not to stay within. And if you go and see the roadblocks they are mounting, causing accidents, especially if you go to the NAF headquarters you see in Maiduguri, it has killed more people on that road more than Boko Haram has done in that community. So, Mr. Speaker, I wish that these things should be looked at. And again, Mr. Speaker, on the 28th of April, just this month, in Kalabalge, there was a bridge that was constructed by the community. Boko Haram mounted EID explosive there, and it killed over 30 people in that community, Mr. Speaker. This is heartbreaking, is disheartening, and Mr. Speaker, it's a point of concern that if this wave of attacks, the EID bombs, the attacks on military formation and in communities are not taken with seriousness by the Nigerian military. And if you look at it, Mr. Speaker, I want to add that as mentioned by other speakers, we don't have enough personnel in these communities. If you go to Kalabalge, we have a handful of them. It is the civilian JTF and the hunters and the rest that are complementing the airport. Same thing in Gamborungala, same thing in Bama. Military formation in Bulayobe in Bama has been attacked. Their ammunition has been carted away with. Mr. Speaker, this is also a point of, there is a point of investigation in all this. Mr. Speaker, I may talk and talk and talk, but because for the paucity of time, I will come with another motion for you to understand the situation we are in Borno State. Mr. Speaker, this thing should not be politicized. Our lives should not be politicized. Mr. Speaker, it has to be taken serious. This House is the last resort, Mr. Speaker, our community has, and we are coming in here for you to understand that we need intervention of the National Assembly.
Dr. Zainab, I think...
Yes, Mr. Speaker, this is the last plea I'm going to make for you, Mr. Speaker, as the leader, for you to see that these communities are protected, are safe from all these harms. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Madam. At least she passionately presented the true picture of what it is for people of Borno State, our own constituents. So, that's the last we're going to hear about that. Unfortunately. Theatrical. They say it's all theatrical. In real life, Nigerians are turning refugees in their own country. People are massively packing and their families and leaving their communities. So God knows where. Take a look at these guys. From Sokoto, this was yesterday. Another community in Sokoto State that Lakurawa has shown them pepper. And Nigerian army, they had to vacate their communities for these terrorists. How about those who are traveling to Kogi? I don't know. That one is a video that has now gone viral online. See those people kidnapped and you saw them being beaten by the terrorists, Boko Haram, Abi. No, those are not Boko Haram. These ones are Fulani terrorists in military fatigue, military uniform. The two videos, I combine them. They are both from Nigeria, a country that APC, Egbekegbe, have now legitimized, industrialized terrorism.
Wallahi ka ganin su abin sai da ce inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Allah ka tausaya mana kawai an mana cikin kalubale.
Mommy, see your picking. So far. Mommy, see your picking. Mommy.
Two days ago, right? There's a chance that you see the last part of that video. Those people they kidnapped and they are doing a beg. They are the, they are the latest whose abduction video made it to the internet. 2 days ago, they are probably chilling somewhere. If they are regular internet, social media users, which I believe they are, they probably would see my video. Maybe not. I'm just saying, like, it is like you watching me right now, right? But you are traveling tomorrow. Okay, you are watching Mayegun right now, somewhere in Plateau State or Abuja. And then you are traveling. You're going to be going to maybe Kogi or you're going somewhere. And just 2 days ago, when we were still talking about how we are all victims or the awaiting victims of this contraption. That's what I meant. This is what I mean. You may be watching Mayegun this evening. Tomorrow morning, make Mayegun they watch you. Because right now, some people are already pointing guns to your head. That you should call your family. Now, it will be Mayegun watching us. Director's court, princess, no be princess with that. I've been another person. God forbid. I know that's what you're going to say. God forbid. I have used myself as an example too. It's like everybody is here. Mayegun, how are you, Mayegun? I mean, Mayegun will soon be live. But what time is it? Mayegun will soon be live. Man, why is Mayegun not live tonight? Okay, maybe he's just taking a break. Then 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. My name is Mayegun General. I want to appeal to all of you in Nigeria to please save me from these people. They have been very nice to me, but they say they will kill me this evening if I don't pay them 500 million naira ransom. Say, Ewa, let me introduce me this. like that. You know that shock, the shock of wait, Mayegu. No, it can't be Mayegu possible. Mayegu is in Glasgow because you didn't know that I don't buy tickets. I won't go Nigeria. I don't tell you, but yeah, they eventually announce it. That's exactly what Nigeria is. Now, don't say Mayegu. Just look at yourself. You are watching me comfortably from the comfort of possibly your home, right? Or the comfort of your car. Whichever place, right? Nigeria is a weapon fashioned against us. Every time you look at these videos, when you see these videos, these are real life victims. They are real life. They are real human beings whose families are possibly in disarray right now, trying to save them. Just like they have also watched many people who have been kidnapped, even killed, or ransom paid, and they are just like, God is with me. I mean, I thank God. God is protecting me. Now, today, it is their turn. Some of them will be released, and some of them may not be released. The fate. So those of you who have not been captured, abducted, and you are saying, God forbid, like that, God forbid, God forbid. As long as this contraption continues, we are all victims. Students were there inside their own classroom, their own hostel. They are not spared. This one happened somewhere in Kogi. Now, police, the terrorists in uniform, men in black, doing their own usual, institutionalized evil to students.
This one has two BDs.
They pick 4 bullets from here.
That's really because this is one and this is one. Yes. A bullet.
They focus on you.
Area like this.
The first one we target me. This one. Now when it is, I go turn like this. Then this one are for the dog. This one is for the dog. Then this one are for my leg. See the bullet. Hey God. See my hand. See. My dog was shot also.
Here is site. FBI lodge. Ita. So you can see this place like open like this. This is what our Nigeria police are doing now. So around midnight, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, police people, they came here and opened this place and follow this place and come out inside the house. So I don't know what is wrong with our people now. Nigeria is so corrupted that Nigeria police, they are vandals now. Look at how they vandalized this house.
Not only that, they dragged the door with us.
They dragged the door and they wanted to even shoot gun. Before God said that they should not shoot the gun, and despite that, they forced themselves and follow this place and come out inside. Come, let me show you inside. Look at the inside. Look at the inside. Look at what our Nigeria police are doing. You can see it. A person's house in the midnight, 1 to 2 o'clock in the midnight. Police people get mind and come to person's house and vandalize it like this. The back window. This is the back window of the house. Look at it again. They follow this. They follow the back and vandalize it and push it by force. Look at how it is. Our Nigeria police. Look at what they are capable of doing. I think you can see another this one again. Look at how they open this their gather. Look at it. A person's house. Look at how they do. Not only this, only one room. They rob about how many? 4 rooms here, and they carry 8 people from this place to their station.
They carry 8 people from this lodge.
From this lodge to their station at the midnight 2 o'clock. I think you can see what they are saying. Inside the house, they carry many things from here that we cannot even know. Look at what our Nigerian police are doing.
How you want to explain something like that to your friend from another country? I say, for Nigeria, now criminals they carry gun give or can't give uniform. Bunch of criminals whose mode of operation is not different from that of armed robbers. They could kill you just to keep it quiet. But you'll be so lucky again, as corrupt as they are, right? The moment you're able to capture them on camera, They usually use some of them as a scapegoat. Look at this that happened somewhere in Imo State yesterday, when a traveler was stopped to be searched, and all of a sudden they started assaulting him because they won't pay them or give them bribe. Then what happened after? It all happened so fast, right? Watch this.
Longer a sergeant of the Nigerian police force, is now a corporal, so his rank is going to be removed. Provost, over to you. Inspector, stand there. Remove his rank. No longer sergeant, but henceforth a corporal. Is free to put on the corporal rank henceforth. Thank you so much.
So yeah, the punishment can be very swift. Just to show to us that, you know what, sometimes if you can capture them on camera, there is a chance that they will be punished by being demoted. Unfortunately, these guys are now called corporals. So, but they are still going to, I don't know, do they give guns to corporals in Nigeria? Because they're still going to give them guns. They're still going to send them back to the streets. And it will be the street that is going to bear the vengeance. You're going to wonder why this person just get mad at you after asking you to provide your vehicle's documents, Abi. And you've provided that, yeah. But he's still angry. You're like, why are you angry with me? Like, why? You are supposed to be a professional police, right? Why are you mad at me? I don't know you. What have I done? Something going on in your life, officer. Why are you so aggressive? Why? Why are you not so receptive? Like that. Now you can understand. If you jam these ones for road, this time they will be looking for anybody with camera or phone. They will shoot them. Because they are supposed to actually like arrest them and put them on trial. But Nigeria, you see, that is too much now. If somebody like Akpabiole today can brag that did anybody expect him to resign because of the allegation from Natasha on the floor of the same Senate, they are back. Okoyemo and godless Akpabiole bantering themselves.
I'm sure you know, sir, that those who felt that by now this Senate would have asked you to step down have seen now that we are focused on what we are doing, and whatever the level of allegation against you, any one of us, we will always ask for evidence, and we will do what is in overriding public interest. I just want to thank you, and I thank all our colleagues.
Answered you. But for the fact that you said those who would have asked you to step down, who told you I was going to step down? You know, if you watch the color in America, there are some black people because of their skins who went to prison. Sometimes 25 years for false allegations. So I'm not one of those people who will step down for false. Then when eventually it is proven that the allegation, they will say, oh, we were unfair to Akpabi. No, I'm not that bad. So if you had that in mind, please cancel it. So having said that, I must thank you for the...
You see, it is now banters. You know, it's only the institutions that are independent and credible that could run a serious sort of like investigation should absolve these rogues. But they control everything. So, you know, it's going to indict them. In Nigeria, we saw what they did to the supposed NAN's president. But they had to force the guy to apologize to thiefnubu, change the story. Nothing happened. DSS picked somebody that was assaulted. They picked him up. Maybe tortured him more. Then they made him go on social media to go and say, please permit me, dear Nigerians, to set the record straight. regarding my video that currently went viral across social media platforms. In the video, I allege that the son of the president, the little Koolu or the little Jagabanditi, thiefnubu, and the Minister of Youth and Sports, Ayodele Olawande, invited me to Lagos. I further stated that the minister and I argued, and thereafter offered me 100 million naira to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but that I rejected the offer. Now, he said it has become, like that's a third paragraph, he said it has become imperative to note that the offer of 100 million naira, which was alleged, was made to me to support President Tinubu was clearly untrue, as Ladoja Olushola, who was desperate to get me out of my legitimate position as the duly elected president of NANS, blah, blah, blah. It was Ladoja Olushola who warned me that Tinubu could order my killing and thereafter instruct the Inspector General of Police. So on this note, he was made to apologize to Tinubu. That is the guy that we were told VDM distracted us from reacting. So he has now apologized to Tinubu. So my own question is, why hasn't EFCC picked up that Ladoja? Because according to this guy, they were the ones who tortured him on the order of Tinubu. So if Tinubu is not, then that means Ladoja did it on his own, in his name. So why has he not been arrested? Or maybe the guy tortured himself. Abi, is that not what we are going to have to conclude? Since there is nobody currently in custody for assaulting him that much and, leaving him with all this lifetime sort of mark, right? It is Nigeria. Don't act surprised. Even though the Supreme Court of Nigeria is yet to decide who is the true emir of Kano. Remember the story. They have two emirs in Kano right now. They have the emir of Kano admin, as well as emir of Kano arcade or academy. So their storyline is this. Kwakwansop made Sanusi Lamido Sanusi emir of Kano to avoid going to jail. Obviously, he's probably never going to go to jail. Or because he suspected that Goodluck Ebere Jonathan was going to jail him. So suddenly they quickly drafted him as the emir of Kano to save his head. So Jonathan can fight emir of Kano. So that was it, how Sanusi became the emir of Kano. But that was when Gandola and Kwakwansop were still on good terms. Kwakwansop was governor, Gandola was deputy. So by 2015, when Gandola became governor, of course, he was meant to continue to protect Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. Unfortunately, Lamido Sanusi, a thief, a criminal himself, has perfected hiding his real him. You know what I mean now? Behind that fancy phonetics, is it phonetics or grammar? I mean, whatever. You shall know what I'm talking about, right? Sounding like he's this, but it's not. He's a criminal. And I have evidence. So that's not the point, by the way. So he was shielded, he was protected. But they said when he became the emir of Kano, he continued living his lavish, extravagant, money misroad life he was living when he was the central bank governor. That almost got him jailed. It got him sacked, but he escaped jail. Now, fast forward to when he started calling out Gandola, the Babanriga mobile banking CEO of Kano, as a disgrace to Kano Emirate, the Kano people, for being caught talking words of dollars into his Babanriga, a kickback from the awarded contract, road contracts in the states. Anyway, Gandola didn't take that lightly. Immediately, he dethroned him and broke the entire Kano Emirate into 5. in such a way that there will not just be one emir of Kano appointed. No. Now you are going to have 5 emirs of Kano, but not just Kano. The one will be, this time around, you, that is emir of Kano, you are limited to this side. Then we have the emir of Bishi, emir of this, emir of that. Those are just village heads. They were not emir, but Gandola upgraded them to emir. Then fast forward to 2023, right? Remember how he has now become the supposed political enemy of his own godfather, Kwakwansop, since after the dethronement of Sanusi. He's been living like Ewure Jele Jele, and he's been moving from one place like Ewure Jeno Jeno, kind of. You can Google that. I don't know the English of Ewure Jele Jele or Ewure Jele Aguton Jeno Jeno. He was just like an internally displaced emir, kind of. Then he went, then the table turned. Gandola lost his attempt to replace himself with his own stooge to continue his legacy and cover his ass. He lost. And Kwakwansop came back to power. And so was Sanusi. So they were like, you know what? Cancel all the actions of Gandola then and bring him back Sanusi. So what will now happen to this emir? That was how they became 2 emir in Kano. The emir admin, emir of Kano admin, emir of Kano arcade. So Bayero that replaced Sanusi as emir under Gandola is now the one holding the current latest judgment that says he is the emir of Kano. So in between. Now they are waiting for the they are waiting for the Supreme Court of Nigeria to say who is the emir of Kano. While waiting, currently, the lavishness, extravagance, the lifestyle of Sanusi, let me dump Sanusi, or let me diot, I don't know, anyway, Sanusi Shah, right? Is now having the blessing. Probably that was what he enjoyed under Gandola, under Kwakwansop. That Gandola expected him to keep his mouth shut. When you are called to the table like that, you have to maintain table manner. That's what everybody is expected to do. Once you join their system in Nigeria, you must learn the table manners. You don't talk while you are eating. Sanusi kept talking. So I got him dethroned. So then he got him reinstated again when Kwakwansop and Co came back. It seems, the Dorime will continue because the Kano state government has now ordered in a circular to all the 44 so local government areas in Kano state that from their own monthly allocation, the state government will deduct a total of 670 million naira. I heard that they told them that they would have to contribute 100 and something million or so. Anyway, so 670 million, 25 million, 600 something million to buy cars. See what they want to use the money for, right? Sorry about the text, okay? So they need to complete the refurbishing of, which one is this? Anyway, they need to get him one unit Toyota Hilux, 1 unit Toyota Hiace bus, 1 Toyota Land Cruiser, one Prado Jeep 2024 model, and all of that stuff, because Sanusi is the emir, and this money will be deducted from the local government allocation to all the 44 local government areas in Kano State, and they will hand the money over to Sanusi. Thank you so much for your time. Right? I am going to see you again when I see you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone, okay? And good night from here.
My Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Máyégún dáyàrí dáyàrí pòlítíkò. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún dáyàrí Máyégún nọ́mbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.